Hello, boys and girls. Just a minute, just 1 minute. I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Oh, now I can hear you. Yeah. What's old Steveo doing today? He is chopping up some 2x6 by 16 footers. I bought 2 this morning. These are heat treated, clear lumber. Pretty much. I call it number 2. It's got some knots, no biggie. It's gonna be perfect for what I'm doing. But it's got an HT where they heat treated that. I picked up 3 more pallets the other day. I've accumulated this. These are all size 21, 5, 16. There's some more down there. There is a hive there, an 8-frame beefy box. It's got to be cut. Just looking, Harbor Freight just sent me a little ad. 150 bucks they want from that little Mickey Mouse table saw. So I'm going to pick up one of them. I'm going to retire my Neanderthal. Guys, I can't tell you how many hives I've burnt out with that homemade table saw. That's the second saw that's in there. One I roasted, but I pushed miles of lumber through it. But I'm going to pick up that $150 deal. Yeah, I've got I think 8. I can get 8 boxes. So you need 2 of these per side. So you need 4 of them to make a box, right? Yeah, I should be able to get at least 8 boxes out of these 2 16-foot boards. And at least it worked out on the other one. The 12s I were cutting, I ended up, the last cut, I didn't have any material here. But these 16s are putting about that much, about 1.5 inches more lumber on the ends. So I'm cutting these 1 foot. Got my stop set up here as 1 foot. Yeah. So things are going good. I asked the Lord the other night, I said, I need help. Can you help me? Number 1, keep my health up. Keep me strong. Because we're fixing to go into hell heat. I mean, literally hell heat. And I'm wanting to make honey this year. Okay, I haven't been making honey for a bunch of years. I've just been feeding it back to the bees. But, here's the big Bertha but. God, I can get 10 bucks a pound for honey. I started doing the math a little bit. And I know what bees are capable of doing. And I thought, man, if I can just beat the bushes and find something, you know. So what do I need? I need maybe 3 crops a year, okay, maybe. In the spring, starting April, the orange thing is gone. We can do they'll do a little pump up, build up on the maples and stuff in the spring. And normally I sell my bees the end of February, so that's done. So there's the end of my paycheck for the year. Now I'm building back. Well, I don't have enough bugs to play with. That's the problem. You start selling down all these bees and then you just don't have enough. You need to keep breaking off nukes and this and that, you need strong hives. So my plan is I'm going to take you out back in a second before a lightning bolt hits me and show you my finished beefy beehive. You've been seeing those, the 8-frame beefy. That's what I'm going to stick with, and that's what these are for. All these 2x6 here. They're going to get, the next process is gluing these together. I got to scarify each side, and I do that in the vise right here with this little cheap chintzy saw. You've seen that movie before. And then I use Bondtite 3 and 1 clamp in the center set for 24. Then we're ready for table saw work, and that's trimming it to the 10-inch heights. You want 10 inches on these. And then of course you've got to cut your ledge for your frame rest. But so I've been on the hunt, guys. I've been on the hunt. Yes, I've been on the hunt for Brazilian pepper. Gallberry and palmetto is about over with, but there's some locations. There is a location not far from me. It's going to be a shotgun spot, but there's a little cattle station just to the east of this, where I'm thinking of doing. And state They play hardball with you. All this swift mud land. This guys, this stuff is primo. It's a hell getting in. You got to have this. Oh, you got to have insurance. You got to have this. Every time you get done, it's just, then they put you on a rotational thing, and just, nobody's going in there. I've been all through these places. I haven't seen anybody in there. There is crop out there, guys. There's saw palmetto and there's gallberry out there. It's loaded, loaded. There's no bees working it. No bees working it. It's freaking crazy, guys. I could be in there pollinating everything out there, and all my bees can do to that big ass swamp out there is make it better, okay? Make it better. Oh boy, I tell you what, it's just so hard to get these people to work with you. Someplace you can get in, but it's a real hassle. All the restrictions and this and that, and then you gotta have a biologist involved. Some punk ass biologist right out of, probably left wing too, right out of college, telling you all the do's and don'ts and us this and on and on and on. I don't, just turn me loose. Let me get in the swamp and make some honey, okay? Life has got to, can't be this tough, guys. It can't be this tough. But the left makes it tough, and that's what's running a lot of this stuff. I hear, oh, poor old Ted Nugent's flipping, going nuts out there in Texas. He left Michigan because he got so sick of the left-wing stupidness. He's still got a place there, but he fights with them people all the time. And then now he's in Texas, and they're going in and whacking all these deer that supposedly they think, he said, they think it's got chronic wasting disease. So let's not go in there and tranquilize a few and test them. No, let's go in with AKs or whatever they want, automatics, and just start wiping out the entire deer herd. Some of that stuff is high fenced, and they say, oh, these deer are just licking each other's asses, and they got to be sick, so just wipe out the entire herd. It's just getting nuts, guys. Anytime we have a left wing, anybody left wing running anything in this country, this great country, it's screwed up. So, I don't want to get political here. It's not really political. This is just plain ass survival of America. We've got to get these flipping nut jobs out of the scene here. They don't make sense. They don't make any sense. All they do is sit there and connive and scheme and scam ways for them to make side money with their government job. They're in there to work for the people. No, they're in there working for themselves, scamming. I've seen it all. Any company you work for. I worked for some big companies. And you see all the sidelines scamming and scheming and just on and on. It's flipping crazy, guys. But anyway, let's get off of that stupid topic before we have a freaking brain seizure. What I'm doing here is making more. I want to make honey this year, so I'm making some beefies, 8-frame beefies. The whole operation will be run with all our honey making boxes will be made with these 8-frame beefy beehives. And I bought me a little spiral book, notebook here. I've only got 2 entries in it right now, but they're excellent entries. There will be a 3rd one in here, and actually a 4th one in there as the end of the day. But I went out, got some cards, had some cards made up. I kind of like these, and yeah. And I got a couple things on them. I told Miss Daisy to help me out. Yeah, I've done this before with cards. And what I've done, if you guys looking for spots, instead of going up banging on somebody's door, right, and getting dog bit, you know, stuff like that, you can get at the mailbox, right? So here's the little cards I had made up. You see there's my, get it in the shot here, there's my name, phone number, and Steve's apiary. This is kind of like a little bit raised printing, cost a few bucks more, but anyway, I just take sandwich bags, snack bags like this, And I got some B50 bowstring material here. I don't know, I made it about 2 foot long. And this threads right through. This is a wax string, that B50. Pretty nice way to go. It's tough as nails. And I just put it in through a taxidermy, 4-inch taxidermy needle, which has got a big eye on it. So I can easily pass this through, but you don't have to have a taxidermy needle. You can just get any large needle and poke it through, and then tie the knot there. And then what I do, I leave this end loose because I don't know the scenario I've got. I may need to tie this to a chain link fence or something, or a cattle gate or something. But what I do is just whip this into overhand little knot here, see, like so, and make a loop, and then I can just open this up. If it's a mailbox installation, I just open this up, this loop, and hook it over the flag. That way it's just sitting there like this off the flag. So don't open the mailbox and put this in. It's illegal. You can't touch that. It's a federal offense. But nobody's ever gotten on my ass about putting this thing over a flag, mailbox flag. So on the back here, what I did, this is for Brazilian pepper, and I put out like 20 of these yesterday. You see here it says, hi, I'm looking for a spot to put 2 beehives starting September 15 to October 15. Yeah. And then I've got another bag here that I haven't put out many here at all yet, but this is for 25, and it's a hi, I'm looking for a spot to put 2 beehives for, from April to May is what I put on here. So I made these up, dining room table. When you're goofing off, you just make these up. And I made up a bunch of these pepper ones here, Brazilian pepper ones here, and I made like I must have put out 20 of them. I've got a lot more of these to put out, but I landed a beautiful location. It's right down by the Gulf. It is, I mean, it's just saturated down there, guys, saturated. So I plan on making something. Then I landed a spot close by. It's an old growth Florida hardwoods swamp, and loaded. It's loaded. Now that's fixing to happen real soon with cabbage palm, which is the sable palm. That's fixing to explode. The big green stalks come out. They'll have sometimes 10 or more stalks coming out with billions of little white flowers, yellowy white flowers on them. It's a white pollen comes out. It just comes in. It's a high moisture honey. The bees they bring it in so fast and furious, they don't fan it down that well. So your moisture's up on a little bit. Yeah, you need to dry it. And to dry it, you just can put a fan across it and let it evaporate a little bit more. Once you extract it, put it inside, obviously, where no critters can get in the bucket. Should be inside the house with a small fan. Leave the bucket open. And occasionally stir it and let the wind hit it and start evaporating extra water off of that honey. But yeah, it'll actually even bulge the cappings a little bit. It's kind of a weird honey. Like I say, they bring it in so fast and furious, they don't fan it down that much as they should. But all the other honeys, they seem to. You've got the saw palmetto is just about toast. I talked to one commercial guy to my north, and he said it's still a tad left. Gallberry's done. I'll tell you what, that's some good honey, guys. Florida honey, gallberry, palmetto. They pop pretty much back to back. I think it's gallberries first and then saw palmetto second. But man, is that a good crop of honey. That is excellent table grade honey. And so I'm going to try to make this cabbage palm, almost some of them will bloom all the way up to September. So I've got a swamp over here, big hardwood swamp. I just got a spot to get in there. I'm I'm only taking 5 hives in. I've only got about 20. But I want to build up all this season. I'm not selling any more bees. I don't know what I'm going to sell in the spring. I need to start selling off my old queens, obviously, and then build up. But I want to April move right next season, 25. I want to move right into gallberry and palmetto. My old hunt buddy that's passed away, I talked to his widow the other day, and she said she still lives up in the Gulf Hammock Swamp. And she's let me, she said she'd let me put some bees by the house there, and she has another spot, she said. And I told her that would be for 25. I may find something close here by the house where I don't have to drive up there, burn a lot of this high-end Joe's gas. Hopefully when we get Donald in there, these gas prices will come down and we'll be a little more flexible, driving all over the place, burning up fuel to make honey. That stuff can really get into your pocketbook. And it just, you know, it just affects everything. Affects the cost of your honey. You got to charge the customer more. It's crazy. So what I'm going to do something a little different on this honey this time. I'm going to be putting a sign in. Where is my sign? It's over here. Let me come around here and show you my sign. This sign will go out underneath my mailbox. And I'll advertise. And when and the sign will be out by the road, so anybody drives by will see it. Here's my sign. Like Foxworthy always said, here's your sign. So here's your sign right here. And there's my phone number up top. 207-6303-727. It's on both sides. This will go underneath my mailbox. This will tuck back up underneath the mailbox. So anybody driving down the front road up here will see this. I just had her print that out, and then she had some, what do you call it, that shiny stuff there, a laminate sheet. It's laminated on both sides of that paper, so it's sealed up. And then I just put some Bondtite 3 to hold it to the sign. The other thing I'm doing is to kind of be a combination, a self-serve deal, honor system type deal. Yes. Oh, here's something good. Here we go. Just a little flavored water. It's tea, but it's pomegranate flavored tea. They freeze dried pomegranate and they put it in the tea bags. I throw a couple in there and just top it out with my filtered water off the fridge. Kind of like room temp, a little cooler room temp coming out of that fridge, but it's good. I was drinking a lot of that, as you recall, drinking a lot of that club soda. If you guys know what's in club soda that's jacking blood pressure, let me know. I don't know how fizzy water, carbonated water, jacks blood pressure. Not by much, but just enough, about 6-8 points on both sides. I said, what's up with that? I started experimenting. And normally I can bring it down, blood pressure down with skull cap. But it was staying up there. And Miss Daisy said, you're drinking that club soda all day long. I said, yeah, I enjoy that. It got a little, just plain water. It's not kind of flat. But that bubbly in there makes it a little interesting. She said, stop drinking it. You obviously that's what's creating you high blood pressure. See, why are women always smarter than guys? Why is it, guys? What's up with that? Why are they so smart? Anyway, I quit the stupid club soda. Blood pressure's perfect. 119/67, whatever. Yep. Anyway, where was I going here? I keep getting off topics. Oh yeah, where I'm going with that. About 10 feet back of my mailbox, I'm making a 6-inch deep. It's going to be 18-inch square roughly, 6 inches deep. It's going to look like a medicine cabinet, and 6 inches deep is going to be plenty enough to put jars of honey inside this box. This box is going to be mounted to a 4x4. I'm going to put it in, I'm going to go ahead and I've got some dark stain, like walnut stain, mahogany stain. I'll stain the PT 4x4 and put it in the ground, plumb it up, and I'll put a decorative cap on it. And about, I don't know, this high, comfortable height, it'll look like a medicine cabinet. I'll have just a magnet shut door on it, 2 hinges, simple box. The whole box is I'm gonna good exterior white paint, semi-gloss paint. The whole box inside and out will be painted with white paint, exterior white paint. Now, in there, on the front of that box, my son he just purchased he's got the CNC machine, but he's got another cool tool he's going to start making signs with, and it's a laser sign. And this thing actually burns whatever depth you want. I mean, down to a fine hair, gnat's ass hair line he can burn with this thing. Or he can get any letters. I told him what I wanted. I told him I wanted a big bee, big honey bee in the center of this box. And it'll be, like I said, 18-inch square. And that's kind of overkill a little bit, but that's fine. And in the center of it, I want a nice big bee, spread wing bee in the center. And I want to see up the top on an arc, good sized letters so you can see it. Honey on the bottom, box, honey box. And on the bottom of that, dangling off of eye hooks, is another sign, you know, probably 4-inch sign. This got my phone number on it. He's going to do that in laser. He's going to seal it. He's going to seal that and the bee thing, because bee thing is going to be screwed. He's making it up with a back end and everything, and we'll screw that right to the face of this box. And I'm going to come down a little bit. I'm going to put a little pitch on the roof and just use plywood as a little pitch on it. But it's going to cantilever over so the rain doesn't, on the ends, the back will be flat, because this is going to be sandwiched right up to the 4x4. I'm going to put 2 carriage bolts through, probably 1/4 inch would be God's plan, straight through, and bolt that thing to the 4x4. I'll put concrete around the post so it's sturdy, so it take wind, because it's, you know, there's going to be a little weight to this box. And so, yeah, and so they can call a number and to order honey, and I'll tell them, listen, if I'm happen to be home, I can, you know, they come by, where's the honey? I see the honey box here, where's the honey? And I will tell them, listen, come back. When can you come back around? If I'm at the house, how much you want? I've got it in pints, so all I'm gonna do is put it up in pints. I'll just shoot it up to the road to you. How many you want? And I'll shoot it up. This box, 18-inch box, I can put, you know, at least half a dozen, 8 jars, pint jars up in there in that box. And I'll have just a little stone in there, rock, river stone, and I'll have a little sign that says, put money under a rock. Let's keep it simple. Yeah. So that's the way we'll roll. I don't need anybody coming back to the house and saying howdy, and, you know, I don't have time for it. I'm in the shop working. I'm out back working. I could be in the field working. All they got to do is call me. There's the phone number. Call me. The goodies will be in the box. It's kind of an honor system thing. There also will be a game camera out there on a tree right there shining. So whoever walks up to that box is going to be on candid camera. So they just see the camera. You know, it keeps everybody kind of honest, you know. And most time people are honest, you know. There's guys around in Florida that move a crap load of honey on an honor system. So it's great. You're not tying up people, have them sit around looking at a cash register and collecting money. No. Put out an honor system box. I'm sure you'll get ripped off once in a while because there's plenty of buttheads out there like Joe and Pencil Neck and Pelosi and those type of people, you know, on the left that was trying to steal from you. Okay. Yeah, so that's the way I'm gonna roll. Yeah, this little card system thing's working out. You can get locations doing this. Hey, what the heck? If you land one location, you put out 20 of these, say, right? You put out 20 of these and you only get one location out of 20. It's paid for. Everything's paid for. But I want several. I'm thinking about getting up to this little sideline hobby I have. We're not getting crazy commercial here, guys. No, them days are over. I'm retired now. Old Steveo's getting older, but I'm still got a little piss and vinegar left in me, okay? Let me show you my completed box out back here. Yeah, I got a nice little batch of twos. I've got some twos cooking. The girls look like they're doing pretty good. These will be nice. I've got a hunch I'm going to utilize these twos quite a bit, guys. Yeah, I think I will, because you don't tie up any resources hardly at all with these. And then, of course, I've got a crap load of fives. But here's my latest box. See, I got a stencil. My son on a CNC burnt me out a stencil. So I got stencil on there. If you got a little bit loose there, had a little drizzle here. But these numbers all look good. And what I did on these, I've got backer board tops too. Yeah, backer board tops. They were cut. These are 12-inch on the inside. Will fit 8 frames. So I cut these. It had a 1/2 inch on each side. So I cut these 13 inches, 13 by 21 and 5/16, just like the sideboards. Okay, so that's your number on your lids. These lids are great. What I've decided I'm going to do is not bore holes in these. Later down the road, if I'm in-house and I want to make some here and feed here, instead of digging into, I'm going to put, when they first go to the field, I've got interior feeders. I've got about 12 interior feeders. And when I put them on the job site, I'll drop an interior feeder. That'll cut this to 7 frames because they're only gallon interior feeders. These handles work out absolutely great. The 2x6s work out great. You end up with 11 inches total, but then you come back and you cut off this inch, guys, here, and that makes your perfect handle. You can see I put it in with 3 2-inch deck screws. And yeah, that's the inside of your box. You don't do anything on the inside other than dip this in tall earth. You dip this in tall earth. That's all you do. Yes. So that's the main box. This is the main box, actually. This is a super. And it's the same as this box, except it doesn't have a screen on it, you see. These are screen bottoms. All my base units will be just like this. Very simple box. Here in Florida, we don't need to seal them up. This can stay like this year round. That's the beauty of working bees in Florida. We have such a hot environment here. And I can close this entrance right here. I can unscrew that and this can pivot, swing, or I can, when I get to the field, just zap it out, throw all these plugs in my truck when I get ready to transport to another site, another honey crop. I can quickly zip these back on, keep these in a 5-gallon bucket in the truck, and you zip them back on with the screws. The only thing you got to haul with you is a cordless DeWalt and maybe an extra battery. And you can zip these on in the field. See, I put the name on both sides of the box. So you come in any way, you come down a lane, say I got my stand set up. I will turn this stands, so anybody coming down a lane or whatever, that this my name and number will jump out at them. But I'm making supers for every one of these. And what my problem, you know, if I don't have enough supers, here's the way we'll roll. Just go in as the honey flow's rolling. Go in and spot check once a week. Just pop the lid. This super here will be on top of these. I've got a bunch of hives cooking, 5s cooking here. Some of them are double stacked. So all my hot ones, strong ones, are going in here. The extra frame will go up top. I probably won't run excluders, okay? I probably won't run excluders. I'm guessing I can always, if I see it's an issue, she's going upstairs pumping out a bunch, right? I can go in and rob out 1 or maybe 2, probably just 1, and then go down through and rob 1 from everybody. Now you're making another nuke, and I do it between new moon, full moon, and throw them in the 2s and do walkaways. Or I can buy some queens and add them to that. And that way you can increase this whole system very fast. I mean, very fast. So I got a couple boxes over here. There's 2 base units, and I've got a couple of supers over there that I built 2 years ago. They're sitting there. So I'm getting up there with some boxes. But I'm thinking about building it, have at least in stock 40-45 of these 8-framers beefy beehives. I've got plenty of 5s. I can get plenty of 5s. I've got plenty of 2s to make queens. That's all we'll do, is make queens with these 2s and 5s. And as we burn these queens out, because you move them from crop to crop, you're really putting putting these girls to work. And they got to be changed. They got to be changed out yearly. As they start to fall on their ass, hey, they come out, they get pinched, they get thrown out, and a new fresh baby girl is going in the box into the 8s and move to the next honey crop. So we get maximum production out of a queen. And about 1 year in a queen, that's about it, guys. So anyway, interior feeders. If I have a bunch of these at the house where I'm overwintering, I may have extra lids. I've got some here going on. That's 1/4 inch backer, and I get 5 of those for out of a 3x5 sheet. And so they're 13 by 21 5/16 this way if you're building a beefy beehive. Yeah. So it's coming along. My operation's coming along. A little bit different thought process. I got sugar water here, guys. They got to be bringing in something. Look at here. I put this jar out. This is some good 1-to-1 here. And there's a couple bees flying around here. They may start going after it today, but this has been sitting here for 3 days, and that jar has not gone down. So they're bringing in something from the wild. This is a good way to see what's going on in your wild bees out there, resources. If you're putting out a test feeder and they're not hitting it, they're getting something out of the wild. So I know saw palmetto is about to wind down and end, but the next thing that's going to happen is cabbage palm, sable palm, and this swamp, this site I just landed yesterday. It is beautiful. It is old growth Florida jungle, and it is loaded. I mean loaded with cabbage palm. I think it has a little bit of pepper, Brazilian pepper. I'm sure it's got a little intermingled gallberry, but both those, gallberry and saw palmetto, is about done. So, but now we're coming into cabbage palm, and it is loaded. And that thing will, I've seen it all the way into September, guys. Yeah. Like I said, it's a thinner honey and this and that, but it tastes good. And so we'll start our operation, probably sales with that. Probably run cabbage palm, see how it goes. But each thing, and I'll put in the box when you open up. You'll see it. I'll put it on the back wall. I'll have Miss Daisy burn me out a sheet, info sheet, of what this honey is and how much the jars are. Put the money under the rock. So that's it. I gotta get busy, guys. I got a lot of boxes to build. I'm thinking 40, 45 of these main units, but then I need 40, 45 of the supers, the A-frame supers. And there's a good chance I might have to double that. It's gonna be iffy, see. But what I can do if I'm short of boxes, I can go out and as they're capping, right, I'll have extra frames in the truck. And I'll have an extra boxes on my truck where I can go and pop a little smoke on them, pull them out. If I got sealed full deep frames full of capped honey, guess what? Don't steal it all from them, but guess what? Get my little brush out, brush them off. I won't need to use Bego, I don't think. Just brush them off, go to the truck. My truck will be right there. Just drop them in, put a lid on it so we don't get robbing going on. Go in there, steal what I can, and then take frames out of the truck and drop them right back in. If you're in the middle of the honey flow, I can be harvesting honey, you know, that capped off honey. So we'll play that by ear. And that way I can come home and I can start scrape and drain or crush and drain. That's the way I'm going to harvest honey. We'll get into that on another video. I got to run. Be happy, be strong. We got to keep getting it on. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.